Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Toki Tori. I am MegaFreak400. In today's video, we will be finishing up Bubble Barrage, and then all we will have left is the hard levels to finish up, which I'll be doing in the next few weeks. I may do 2 videos per week for the hard levels. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that. The hard levels, the amount, it varies per world. Like in each of these levels, it's 10 levels per each for each world, but there's different amounts of hard levels for each world. So you know, I gotta see how much it will take when I record it. But yeah, we'll be finishing up basically the main part of the game today, and you'll get to see the ending of sorts. Yeah, this has been a pretty good project so far. I've been enjoying it. It's I really recommend you go buy this game, though, if you like puzzle games. Granted, by watching this, you already know how to solve all the puzzles, but it's just a really overall fun and enjoyable game, in my opinion. And it's very tricky. Some of the puzzles are really, as you saw, like throughout this whole world, there's very, you know, just hard to figure out puzzles. Let's see what can I talk about. Books. I'm going to college, right? So, there's a lot of professors who are, require you to have books as one of your research things for research papers and stuff. They say you can have internet sources in one book, or a book, or look up books. And the thing is, part of it is at the same time, the same professor who is saying you need a book, books are good, is also saying the internet is the advent of information. It's like, so you're... I guess basically the thing is, are books eventually, and I'm not saying right now they are, but I'm saying are books eventually, at some point, going to become obsolete? Because the thing is, with the internet and with computer technology, you could technically, right now you can technically have a book on a computer, and you don't need to waste paper. You can have it all. It's more efficient. I find it on a computer is more efficient. It's you know, if it's digital, it's more efficient. It saves money. I mean, you don't have to worry about the paper quality. Then again, you get into the whole issue of it's digital, so it can easily be lost. You know, there's a lot of issues with that, but the thing is, we're already moving digital, so if we're moving digital with everything else, you know, it's only logical that eventually, whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing, we're going to move digital for books for, you know, indefinite. But I don't know, I just think that a lot of the information that you can find, and this is more referring to research books as opposed to like, you know, leisure books, at least the argument I'm making. A lot of the information you can find in books, I feel, is better on the internet because I don't know. Because I mean, a lot of a lot of professors are like, don't use Wikipedia. Don't use Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a viable source. It's all lies. You can edit it. Okay, I'd like to point out a few things right now. Yes, you can edit it. That goes both ways. As in, you could edit it to make it. You can edit Wikipedia to make it seem to be like illogical, like that Hitler created the Mario series or something crazy. Yes, but at the same time, the people who are running the site can also edit it back to how it was. An experiment one of my friends did. He went to this random page about some random dinosaur, because keep in mind, there's a ton of articles, and within about 3 hours, it was changed back to how it originally was. And for a page about a random dinosaur, that's pretty impressive, considering how many pages on Wikipedia there are, and considering the fact that proves that someone was monitoring the pages. Another thing I read a while back was there was a poet who, I can't remember the exact poet name or anything, but there's a poet who died. So a student did an experiment. He created oh, and I want to talk about this before I forget. The wild card. Someone mentioned it in the comments, and I keep forgetting to mention it. The wild card, what it does is if you use it, it allows you to skip a level. You only have one wild card through the entire game, but I could use it and skip this level and go to the next one. And I can always come back and complete it and then get the wild card back. It basically allows me to skip a level if I'm really struggling, so I can continue on with the game and then come back to it later. So anyway, some poet, I think in France, died. and a student posted on Wikipedia that poem that was supposedly the last thing he wrote, or his last thing he said before he was going to die, and it was obviously fake. Now newspapers found it on Wikipedia, and they used it as a source, and they reported it as, you know, fact. Wikipedia noticed this, and they changed it right away back to because they knew it was false information. They did it twice. They changed it because they knew it was false. Now, people could argue and saying, well, this is proof that you shouldn't use Wikipedia. No, it's proof that, yeah, people use Wikipedia and they got false sources. But if anything, that's proof that Wikipedia is a valuable source. Why? Because A, it can be edited. Because it can be edited, and because people can double check and change it. Whereas with books, once it's printed, or with newspapers, once it's printed, it's printed. That's how it is. And you can, with Wikipedia, it's malleable. You can change it. You know, that's something you can't do. You can't edit with books. Once it's printed, it's publicated. It's done. So that's one thing that it proves. It proves that the editing thing is actually a good thing. And it also proves, and yeah, I'm not saying just look up something on Wikipedia and say it as a fact. Also, just, you know, there are things on Wikipedia that are, of course, false, but that's more the person who's using it's fault. I think Wikipedia is a valuable source. You know, if you want, maybe not even cite something, but like as a place for information, it's a good. I think it's a thing that gets too much negative press, in my opinion. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make about books is, with the internet, I think at this point that it's getting to eventually be that books will have, you know, I mean, right now, like, in terms of textbooks are so expensive, and the internet would make them so much cheaper. Now, of course, again, that makes it so that people won't get as much money, in a sense, because it's hard. It's not impossible, but it's harder to make money off the internet. Not impossible. Again, most of the reasons way you make money with the internet is with advertising. For the most part, that's not 100% true. Whereas, because you're not really, well, you can. There is ways to make money on the internet, but in terms of books, I guess you could. I guess you could make them require them to pay to. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could. So anyway, the point I was trying to make though is textbooks, they're so expensive and they waste paper. Printing textbooks. Now, there are, again, some negatives to the internet. Computer screens, a lot of people, I don't really have a problem with it, but a lot of people don't like looking at the glowing screens, and they do hurt your eyes a little bit. They actually damage them. But, I mean, we do it anyway. People still use the internet, so, you know, I mean, I've never honestly, personally heard of someone who doesn't buy a computer because of glowing screens. I'm sure they're out there, but I've never heard of someone who said that. So I don't know. I don't see why books don't become digital and why the internet doesn't become, you know, why are we forced to look for information in books for a research paper when you can find the exact same information online and, you know, usually non-biased, in a non-biased form. Yeah, I sped up here because I was running out of time. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, you can find sources online that are on, I guess the thing is, the problem is, books have information that is biased, and a lot of it is just kind of pointless. And if you can find the same information online and easier, why not allow it to have that? I mean, another thing that annoys me is a lot of times the professor asks for scholarly writing. Why does it matter who's writing it? As long as the information is decent, it doesn't matter who is, you know, giving it? I don't know. That's my spiel on that. So let's take a look. We've got all the eggs for the basic thing. So let's get out of Bubble Barrage. And seriously? Yeah, what? Yeah, there's not enough words in the English language to explain my reaction to this the first time I saw it. Yeah. First off, in the original game, he was saving his brothers and sisters. In this game, he's eating them. Second of all, where did all those guys go? I mean, I assume the eggs are the ones in the plan, but where did all these people come from? You can't have, I don't know. And the thing is, these were live eggs. You saw feet coming out of them, so yeah, Toki Tori's being kind of cannibalistic, unless he's not really a chicken. I don't know. Yeah, that I saw this and I was like, wait a minute, what? But yeah, that's the ending of the game. But we still have the hard levels to get. The ending doesn't change, but we do need to finish the hard levels. So the project isn't over, but I have initial levels, or all the worlds, technically. So yeah, I would love to have that name, Pizza di Mama. Though I'm assuming that's not really a name, it's probably a company. So yeah, this has been Mega Freak 400. So tune in next time for more the hard levels of Toki Tori. And I am reminding you that Toki Tori is a freak.